Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm wonderful, Lori. How are you? How is this holiday day? I hope you had the day off today. Been for you. That's good. Thank you so much, Sunshine. I appreciate you sharing the live. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Hey, Karina. Good evening. Hey, T. Oh, you're working. Well, I hope, being able to listen to me a little bit gives you a little bit of escapism from the fact that you have to work today. Hopefully you getting holiday pay, like time and a half. So if so, that's a plus. Hey, Oscar. Hey, Snow T. Thank you all so much. Hey, Bruce. Thank you so much. I appreciate hearing that, Bruce. Now, everything I say isn't the gospel. Everything I say isn't perfect, but, you know, I have an opinion that I'm willing to stick by, you know. And sometimes when I'm wrong, I say when I'm wrong, because we all can't get it right all the time. We're not perfect. I mean, that's the thing about life. Life is full of lessons that you learn, and if you're smart, you acknowledge when you make mistakes and you learn new lessons, and you can grow and move forward. My mother always said, if you're comfortable, you're not growing. So get uncomfortable. And that's some real stuff. So happy Monday to each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. So we're going to talk about a couple of things, of course. I want to show you all a picture that I took today. I went out to the grocery store, right? And so I had anxiety as soon as it was time to go to the grocery store. I'm going to show you the image. Where is it? Okay. I don't know if you can see that really clear, but that bag of that container of Chips Ahoy, $6. I was like, not on my watch. Left it right there. Not on my watch. I said, first of all, $6 for a thing of cookies that aren't even fresh cookies. Nope, not having it. So went out to the grocery store. It still cost me, it cost a little under $100, and I really didn't even get that much, and I didn't get any meat at all. I got no meat at all, right? No meat at all. So I'm like, I just don't, I'm not quite sure what the future is for Americans as we keep going with the grocery store. Because I don't even have any little kids. You know what I mean? So when you're trying to feed small growing children, that's extremely expensive. Hey, dude, good afternoon, beautiful. And Michael, thank you for the share. So, but I'm with you, Lori. I got to get to, back to baking my own cookies. Now, I did pick up that bread maker from TikTok Shop, so I'll tell y'all how it is. Yeah, I purchased it today out of the TikTok Shop. I said, I'm going to just go ahead and get this bread maker because it was on a flash sale. So I went on ahead and got it. So I'm supposed to get it Thursday. So once I get it and I start messing with it, I'll let y'all know how it is. Because if I don't like it, I'm going to return that sucker. I am famous for returning things from the TikTok Shop. If I don't like them, I will issue a return and send it back. Yeah, because I don't like no false advertising. So I want to see how good this bread maker is, because the videos I see say it's good. Sharon, it depends on the type of bread you want to make. I mean, most bread has core ingredients, but it goes back to the type of bread that you want to make. Yeah, so I'm gonna see what happens. You said nah, dude said nah, cheap cinnamon and sugar on anything. Yeah, I'm gonna really try to. I'm gonna tell you, Sharon, where I get a lot of my recipes from. I go on Pinterest. Pinterest is still the OG spot for going to get recipes. If you're looking for recipes, whether it is for baking or for cooking meals, for sauces, I still make Pinterest my spot. I still have things that I have saved where they're go-to recipes that I still use regularly that I get from Pinterest. So that's just my opinion. I still use Pinterest. Now, I don't like the fact that Pinterest has changed so much with all the AI, but I still use Pinterest. So that's the first space I go to for recipes, honestly, is I go to Pinterest. Ooh, homemade apple butter. That sounds good. Sourdough is water, flour, and salt. See, that's it, according to Lori. So that's why I said it depends on what type of bread you want to make, because you have some breads that are very simplistic in their ingredients and techniques, and then you have other breads that take a little more, it takes a little different approach. They take a lot more ingredients. They take a different style for preparation and baking and cooling and all this other stuff. So it really depends on what you want to bake. I mostly want to bake loaf bread. But this holiday season, what I want to give to people, you guys know how at the dollar store, they always sell those little ceramic, little, small little dessert pans, little mini bread pans out of the dollar store. They sell that stuff every holiday season. And I like to buy that stuff every holiday season. And I want to bake some little breads and, you know, as treats for people for Christmas presents. Because I'm not spending all that money for Christmas. I'm not doing that. So that, again, that's an idea for you guys to save money for this holiday season. For things you don't want to spend money on, it's okay to make things and give them to people as presents. Frankly, I think those are more thoughtful than things that you just run out and just buy, frankly, in my humble opinion. So that's why I said it's something to think about. But I certainly want to do that for this holiday season, do a little bit of that. So I know I'll do some of that. So I'm interested into it. Yeah, you said good phyllo dough desserts are inexpensive. That's true. That's true. And one of the secrets that I always love to do, if you have an Aldi's or a Lidl in your area, as we continue on for the rest of the year, those are the two stores to go to get your holiday treats. They're cheap and they're so good because they're still cheap even though this tariff stuff is happening. Because I was in there today. I was in Aldi's today. And they still have some really cheap prices on some of the holiday things. So if you have access to an Aldi's or a Lidl, that's a place that you need to go. Just something for you to think about. Because I'm telling you, I swear by both of those stores for saving money on my grocery bill. Now you said on sourdough, no bread machine needed. You'll need a sourdough starter to make sourdough bread. Okay, so many people are talking here. See, I've never made sourdough bread. I've made other types of breads. Honestly, I mostly like to do sweet things when I'm baking. I'll do some savory stuff, but honestly, most of the time I like to do sweet stuff. Like I love cinnamon raisin bread, especially fresh baked cinnamon raisin bread. OMG, so delicious. So I certainly intend to make that. I intend to make that. I intend to make my own rye bread. I'm trying to think my own pumpernickel because I like pumpernickel bread. Of course, my own wheat bread. We eat a little bit of white bread here, but not a whole lot. So, you know, not a whole bunch. Not a whole bunch. But good afternoon, everybody. Let me stop for a second and say good afternoon, good afternoon. Thank you all for joining me. I was talking about a little bit of everything in that beginning lead up. So if it's your first time here, thank you so much. I want to show you all a picture. Now, thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon. I asked you a couple of things. If you could tap that like button for me, I appreciate it. It helps to elevate my live. I appreciate that so much. And if you could hit that copy link button, copy link counts as a share, and I appreciate that so much. Good afternoon, Sharon. And so, y'all see this picture up here? Now, somebody asked me this morning, had I seen the video of somebody throwing some trash bags out the White House window. And I hadn't seen it until I got off the live. And later on, I saw it, right? It was you, dude? Okay. And I saw it. And I was like, okay, let me go look at this. Oh, my gosh. I have never seen something so ghetto in my life. I have never seen something so ghetto in my life. Now, I see the jokes online, Lord. Like, some of the jokes are, if you're on diaper duty, do you really want to walk it all the way downstairs? So I was like, that's kind of valid. If I was having to do diaper duty, I would have chucked it out the window too. You know, I would have done the same thing. I also would have chucked it out the window. But yeah, it could have been Epstein files. It could have been in a bag with those diapers. But it made me go, why are they chucking stuff out the window? It didn't make, again, nothing with this White House surprises me anymore. And then my question is the stuff still outside on the ground, outside the White House? Did somebody else go to pick it up? Like, who was the person who picked it up and threw it in the trash? Who was the person who threw it out the window? Did it go in the trash? Did somebody else take it somewhere else? Why are they just chucking stuff out the window? Were there no trash cans available in the White House? Like, I have so many questions about what was going on at this window and why they were chucking black trash bags out the window. It just, you know, made me go, things that made me go, again. It's very weird. Yeah, the National Guard is still gardening. We're paying a lot of money for that. It says it's costing taxpayers upwards of $20 million for the National Guard to do gardening. Just so y'all know. Because in the nation's capital, they're not doing anything. It's just a stunt that Trump is pulling, that, you know, so they take your attention off those Epstein files. Now, I'm going to tell you, what you're seeing is a picture from, a still picture from the video of somebody was throwing black trash bags out of one of the windows at the White House. And we want to know why. Now, this is my question. Now, I did some other digging today about Trump and his appearance and being seen and all that other stuff, right? So I did some digging on that. So apparently Trump had put out a post on Truth Social claiming he was going golfing with some guy that used to be a coach in the NFL. I forget his name. Starts with a G. I forget his name. So come to find out that the guy went golfing with Trump. It was like the week before. It wasn't even that day. It wasn't even this past weekend. It was the weekend before, because he has on the same outfit. And then there's talk of the doctoring of the picture because, yeah, Gruden. Yep, a doctoring of the picture. And the one picture that we do see of him, he's covered up pretty much. We're still, no, they're not making a lot of arrests, CT. I'm telling you, CT, a lot of that's just press and noise. I'm telling you, I'm in Maryland. It's not what y'all think it is. It really isn't. It's just the usual bullshit. They have like, if y'all ever saw that thing where the guy threw the sandwich at one of the policemen out there or whatever, one of the Fed officers out there, that was in Georgetown. And if you know anything about the DMV, you know that's where money is. So it's like, why you got the guard over there? Ain't nothing happening over there. Not nothing of substance that you looking for. And so those people was like, get out my neighborhood. And then they tried to indict him and couldn't even indict the guy. So, you know. Yep, one was an old photo with Trump, and the other one looked like a rubber. Yeah, the other one looked a little questionable. But the other photo was an old photo. And notice that Trump isn't even on Truth Social as much, sending so many messages like he usually does. I'm telling you, my suspicion is he's not feeling well. And that's why we don't know what's going on. That's why we haven't heard anything or nothing, because he's not doing well. And until we, you know, get the real deal on what's happening, we're going to keep having we're going to keep having speculation. I'll say it like that. It's going to continue to be a whole bunch of speculation because we really don't know what's going on. All we know is what they're willing to tell us, and they ain't telling us much. That's what we do know. They're not telling us much. Uh-oh. I accidentally hit that button. You said last night ICE was harassing a Hispanic guy in D.C. I'm not surprised by that. Muriel Bowser, she ain't for the citizens of the city anyway. I don't like D.C.'s mayor. She's a mess. That's why the city is so expensive and untenable now, because everything's about money, 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 money. Money, that's all it's about. I don't hang out in D.C. if I can help it, because you're gonna catch yourself some type of fee or ticket or something that the city is trying to get from you, because they give so many tax breaks to big businesses to build in the city that they have to make up the money by taxing individual citizens that are trying to move about that city. That's why I don't mess with it. But you're right, MGD. Swollen fingers, clicking, keyboard. But I'm telling you, you notice something I noticed from the couple of things that he did put up on Truth Social? I believe he dictated them. And sometimes he used AI. And I say that because it was an ellipsis in one of his posts, and Trump don't use that. He don't use that. He just doesn't. So there were certain things that had me look at it and go, Trump doesn't talk like that. He doesn't speak that way. So I just feel like, again, that's why. Now, today is a holiday. Now, we're going to see if we see Trump, like really see Trump, Tuesday through this Friday. Let's see if we actually see him, or if it's another excuse. The president's on vacation. I thought Trump said he wasn't going to take any vacations. JD is taking enough vacations for both of them. So it would seem to me that, Trump needs to be working, because JD stay on a vacation. Every time you turn around, they're talking about the vice president being on vacation. He the most vacationing vice president I ever seen in my life. And Jamie, you're right. Trump does write run-on sentences. But I noticed these sentences had a lot of grammar, correct grammar, like commas in the right place. Trump doesn't do all of that. He doesn't do all of that. So I'm like, all of a sudden now he cares about grammar. Man, get out of here. Get out of here. Something else is going on that we're not being told, like I said, about the president's health. And that concerns me. That concerns me, because I sit here and I wonder, what is it? That's what I don't understand. I'm just looking to see what else is out here. You said, hey, Tiffany, good afternoon. And he hasn't about the tariffs and the decision made. Nope, he hasn't said anything. He has said nothing. Now, one of the reasons why I think he said nothing about the tariffs is the order is on a stay. So it's not like instantly we stop getting charged tariffs. That's not going to happen. We have at least until October 14th. We're still going to be paying tariffs on things. Now, he has until October 15th to file an appeal, so it can get, escalated to the Supreme Court. But I wonder if the Supreme Court is going to agree with the appeals court, or if they're going to find some way to twist themselves into knots like the human pretzels that they are, to make sure that Donald Trump is able to do what he wants to do. Because they seem to be really good about that at the Supreme Court these days. A president couldn't give you student loan relief. That was too much authority for a president. But a president can create new laws and withhold congressional appropriated funding. That's perfectly fine. You understand? None of it makes any sense. It's so contrary. It's so just hypocritical. None of it makes any sense. But that's how the Supreme Court thinks. At least that's how they've been ruling, to think in that way. That's how they've been ruling. Now, Trump did put this on, he put this on Truth Social. He says, as the President of the United States of America, I'm telling you, it's being dictated because it has commas in it. And it's not in all caps. As President of the United States of America, I am pleased to announce that Rudy Giuliani, the greatest mayor in the history of New York City and an equally great American patriot, will receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom, our country's highest civilian honor. Details as to time and place to follow. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Make America great again. First of all, Rudy Giuliani was in that car accident on Saturday. So he broke his vertebrae. He's 81 years old. Bruh ain't... Listen. Medal of Freedom, the only freedom Rudy wants right now is hoping that he heals. Like, are you kidding me? He ain't about to come there to get no damn medal. Bruh broke the fuck down. Are you kidding me? Now, I want y'all to think about something, because I did a video about this. I need to put it up. I'm going to just go ahead and put it up today. You know, I got to thinking about something. I looked at the press release related to Rudy Giuliani's accident, right? Notice in that press release, they talk about Rudy Giuliani got flagged down by this woman, right? Now, follow me here. That was a victim of something, right? And then he helped her. And then he got back on the road. And 30 minutes later, he got into a car accident, ended up getting injured his vertebrae. You know, he's in the hospital. His medical team arrived and they're caring for him. And Rudy has nothing else that he wants to provide in his statement, right? Okay, but this is my question. If he helped the lady 30 minutes before, why is that even a part of his statement? Because you was already on the road driving, obviously, when you happened to run into the woman, and then you helped her, and then you got back on the road, back on your way to wherever you was originally going before you ran into the chick. So why even mention her? Then I started thinking. I went, now, Saturday was the 30th. Couple of days before the 1st of the month. Day before, right? Rent is due for a lot of people. And it made me wonder, you know, it made me wonder, you know, if Pawpaw had a hot $40 and he was out there in the streets trying to help somebody get their rent together for the 1st of the month. Because I don't understand the point of mentioning that he helped that woman. And then he has this accident and then they release this weird ass statement. I don't understand that. You get where I'm coming from? Yeah, dude, yeah, listen, the whole thing smells funny. I smell that Biden hair dye. That's what I'm smelling. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Dumpling, I'm telling you, I got a feeling Pawpaw had a hot $40 and he was trying to make sure that somebody could get their rent paid this month coming up. It's something that we're not being told. You understand? Something don't smell right in the water for me. I don't care what nobody says. Something ain't right. Ain't that what Keith Sweat say? Something just ain't right. That's how I'm feeling. Something just doesn't make sense here. Again, because I don't understand why they have to tell us that he stopped to help this woman. And then later on, as he continues driving, a half hour later, he gets into an accident. Why even mention the lady at all? It's not like he left the house for the lady. He didn't even know this lady from a can of paint, supposedly. Like I said, from a can of paint, supposedly. Like I said, something ain't making sense to me. Hold on, I'm trying to do something. Yeah, something isn't making sense to me. I'm just telling you, it's not adding up. Something about it's not adding up to me. So that's the only reason why, what it say, things that make you go, It's very sus, MGD. And what did I tell y'all? I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And thank you, Bebo. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing your message. I just don't believe it. There's something that's just doesn't make any sense to me. Because I don't understand why they felt the need to tell us about the woman. It just seems weird to me to even mention her. What was the point? Why did we need it? Exactly, Chef. That's the other thing. It's extremely dangerous for an 81-year-old to stop on the road when a strange woman that he ain't never seen before, apparently he's just helping her. And then after he helps her, he gets back on the road, and then that's when he gets into an accident. Why even mention the woman? Something doesn't make sense. That's the stuff that has me go, we don't need that. What was Paw Paw really up to, sir? Let's just be all way a buck about it. Okay? See, this is what happens. See, this is why I told y'all there needs to be limitations on giving out Viagra and Cialis. I said what I said. There needs to be an age limit on it. Because when you don't have an age limit on it, your pawpaw be out in these streets all wild and reckless, doing whatever, because he done took something, and now he's looking for a friend. That's why I really believe there needs to be some limitations on it. Everybody talks about weapons of mass destruction. That's some weapons of mass destruction too. Hey Maribel, hey beautiful. Say it again, Oscar. Late night tricking. Yep, your uncle's 6 and you 35. Listen, I'm younger than my uncle. Now that's some southern thing, okay? That's a southern thing. Okay, that's a southern thing right there. As well. As well. But I'm telling y'all need to do something about your pawpaw. Don't let your granddaddies be out here in these streets because they getting this Social Security money. Because they getting this Social Security money. Don't do it. Don't do it. Not the uncle brother. I love y'all so much. Listen, thank y'all for joining me this afternoon. Look, I just want to keep reminding you to tap that like button for me and hit that copy link for me. You don't even have to send this to anybody. It counts as a share. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But yeah, man, I'm looking at all of this stuff and I'm just like, now he wants to give Rudy Giuliani the Medal of Honor. Why? Because he stopped on the side of the road for some random ass woman? Okay. All right. Okay. Honestly, if I was a person that didn't have any integrity, I'm going to tell you a couple of things in my lifetime I would have done and would have probably been successful in doing it. Many years ago, I thought about writing Kanye and I think it was during COVID, and I forget what I was going to ask him to do. I was going to ask him to do something, but I was like, yeah, I could probably make that happen. I could probably do that. If I was a Trumper and he felt like I had enough influence to get people to listen to me, I would take his money, but I got integrity, so I wouldn't do that. Because I understand how Trump is. You understand? Trump is for Trump. He uses you. And nothing that these people... Oh, I'm trying to do something. Nothing that these people want to do is good for us or good for society. Nothing. And we're going to continue to have problems in our society until we get to a point where we can call it what it is. Now, I do see some Trumpers starting to say something like, hey, I don't like what I see happening. I'm not happy about what I see happening. I want to change. I don't like what the president is doing, but it's kind of too late now. Well, it's not too late, but you understand what I'm saying. You put yourself in a position now where it's harder. It's not impossible. It's not impossible to change what's happening. But you're going to have to be even more deliberate. You can't be passive about none of it. But I do see that the tide is changing. You know why the tide is changing though? Folks going broke. What did I tell y'all? Didn't I say people they'll carry on with propaganda as long as it aligns with their reality. But soon as their reality doesn't match up with the propaganda, at some point they're going to say, shut up. You know why? Because these people got to go to the grocery store. Trump can talk all the mess that he wants. When you go to the grocery store, you can see for yourself that those groceries have not gone down, that things are more and more expensive. You can see that for yourself. No one has to tell you anything otherwise. And anybody telling you something different, you know what that tells you? They don't go in the grocery store. They don't go grocery shopping. So they're not like you anyway, so you're not listening to them anyhow. See what I'm saying? And I saw your comment, Angie, that you're worried for your kids and your grandkids. And that's fair. Now we have to make sure that we do something for those kids and grandkids to change what's happening, because ultimately it's really just old people deciding to take us back and be regressive as a society. And that's not helping young children, because it puts them behind the rest of the world. I'm just telling you, because the rest of the world is getting it in. They're not waiting for us to get our shit together. Oh, no, 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 no. China, India, all of them. Oh, no, no, no. They getting it in. They're preparing their children. They're preparing their children. Yep, we're still behind in education in the United States. And that is the direct result of not taking education seriously and allowing rich people to dumb down our education system. And they want to dumb down your education system so that you and your children can stay working for them and their children. Yep, the U.S. has fallen so much. And it all goes back to education and religion, which impacts the economics. Because as long as rich and powerful people can keep you poor and keep you struggling, you're not going to even take the time to pay attention to what's happening. Why? You trying to survive. You trying to survive. So you're not even going to take the time to do that. You're trying to figure out, how do I pay my electricity bill? How do I pay the gas bill, the water bill? How do I get the kids new clothes? How do I fill up the refrigerator this week with the little bit of money that I do have left? Because I still got to pay car insurance, my car note, health insurance, dental insurance, life insurance. Got to put a little money in my retirement, even though I'm never going to retire. All of those things, when you factor in all of that stuff, you get tired. Americans are exhausted. But rich people aren't done taking from you yet. They want more, because they want your kids too. That's why they're tearing up the Department of Education. They're tearing up the Department of Education so your babies have real low wage jobs. They ain't never going to be able to leave home, ever. Because they ain't going to be able to afford to live out there. They're going to need 3, 4, 5 jobs to live out there on their own. So don't fall for the okie doke thinking your kid graduated from high school, you can kick them on out and let them go. It ain't 1989. It's not 95, 97, where you can get a 1-bedroom apartment for $400. That's not where we at. We're at a different place now, where your children will probably never afford to be able to leave home, even if they become a doctor, a lawyer, all of that stuff. Why? Because the cost of living and the cost of education gonna keep them poor. America wants it that way. Yeah, it'll let you become a lawyer, but it'll bankrupt you in the process. Because it's still gonna keep you a slave to a job that you may not like, but you needed to pay off them damn student loans. Because the goal is to keep you entrenched in debt, to keep you tied to a job you don't even want. And that's the truth. It's designed to keep you tied to a job that you don't even want. It's all connected. It's all connected. That's the exact reason why I'm letting y'all know that. Because it is all connected. Oh, I'm just trying to take care of something while I'm sitting here and I remember it. It is all interconnected. Oh, happy birthday to you, DJ Corey. Happy birthday. Enjoy your day. I hope you've had a great day so far. So again, it will be a job for the week. Yep, everything's a job. Everything that they want everything to end up paying wealthy people. The agenda is to keep you working. Thank you, everybody, for wishing DJ Corey a happy birthday. It's always a blessing to get another birthday. That's a blessing. No matter how you look at it, it's a blessing. And that's a fact. You know, getting a new year to to live life, to experience new things. But I was saying in one of the posts that I had did, I had said, y'all notice when you're out how people look so hurt. You notice that? Meaning people look so sore, so tired. And that's because they working us so damn hard. And look, and Days is talking about the $7.25 minimum wage since 2009. And Republicans do always vote against raising it, because if they raise it, then you're going to start to get out of your oppression. They don't want that. You know, a lot of people make a lot of money off of you being in debt too. So it's a lot to gain to keep the public in debt, because it's a lot of money to be made with debt. Either in financing debt for you and giving you access to stuff, right? Or in selling your debt to somebody else that's attempting to collect on the debt that you initially owed someone else. It's just a lot of money to be made on your debt. They can take you to court. You got servicing companies that are designed. I mean, not servicing companies. You got companies that are designed to go out and find your assets, so they can find ways to seize your assets to pay the debts from the debts that they bought from somebody else, from your original creditor. There's a lot of money to be made in keeping you in debt. So they don't want to free you from that, because freeing you from that would allow you to not be a slave to the system. They need you to be a slave to the system. That's how they make money. They keep creating problems for you, and then they sell you solutions for problems they created. Then they finance your debt, and you're paying the debt, and then they give you a low wage job, and it's just a circle. It just keeps feeding itself. None of it is by accident. Yep. When you have no debt, you have options. And that's why people are always trying to get you to buy something, finance something, because financing is a way to lock you in. They love to finance it. 0%. 0%. But they want to lock you in. Don't get locked in. We need to go back to what people used to do. Save up and then go back and pay for it in cash. You understand? And you hear Geen threaten to cancel credit cards with zero balance. They'll work with you because they don't want to lose you as a customer. That's a guarantee. They do not want to lose you as a customer. I guarantee you on that. I guarantee you on that. They don't want to lose you as a customer. Yep, get back to using layaway. Don't take it home until you paid it off already. That way you don't have to be in debt and a slave to that store, that finance company. Because again, as long as you continue to finance it, you're going to stay in debt to them. And you're going to stay in debt to the system, because it's designed to keep you that way. It's designed to keep you that way. I was looking at something. Hey, storyteller. Good afternoon, beautiful. It's designed to keep you that way. You gotta be careful, man. Like, we're gonna have a lot of people. Like, I'm waiting to see what happens when a lot of people, they say, are just not paying their credit card bills at this point. That means we're about to run into a lot more problems. But it's because they're too busy paying for necessities. And they spent so much time, like, living through cards and stuff. Like, some of the things I've been seeing people spend money on the last couple of years, I've been like, where's the money coming from? When you just look at it for what it is, but now you know where it's coming from. Because now you're starting to see the house of cards fall because a lot of people were financing their entire lifetime. Like their entire lifestyle was financed through a credit card. I remember seeing people on TikTok talk about spending $200 to go get their nails done. $250 hairdos. And I'm sitting there going, what is it that these people do for a living? That they have this type of money to spend on things like this. And I wasn't hating. I'm like, how can I be down? Like, hey, I want to make some of this money too. You know what I'm saying? I want to make money too. Yep, feet done, $100. $100 for a pet. Not I said the cat. But this is what these people were doing. At least that's what they were talking about they were doing online. People running to foreign countries to get their teeth done. I'm like, huh? How about we just brush and floss? Like what? I'm all for having nice, pretty teeth and white teeth and all those things, but I don't want to be like this looking at you because it's like looking in a spotlight. Like, what are we doing? You got to turn the volume down on them a little bit, partner. It's a little too much for me. You have to give me some shades or something. Or you have to stop looking at me head on. Them things is bright. You know what I'm saying? Something ain't right. Something ain't right in the water. Yep, social media got us twisted a lot. But I remember during the pandemic, people, and right after that, people were like spending money on things where I was like, wow, all those surgeries. People going, changing, turning into whole new people. And listen, do what you got to do, I guess, what's best for you. But I'm looking at the thing and I'm going, there's just other things that are better well spent for your money, man. Because if you're doing it for people not to talk about you, guess what? They still gonna fucking talk. Fuck those people. You shouldn't be focused on what they're saying about you anyway. The only person you need to be focused on is you. Don't worry about them. What they think about you isn't your business anyhow. It's not your business anyhow. We just got out of control. People buying $12 coffee to drink on the way to work. Already before they go to work, they already done spent $20. Already. Then lunchtime, another $30. Then they turn around and go out to eat at dinner time, another $50. Constant shopping, constant consumption. To buy all these things to impress people that you don't even like. You know you don't like them, but you want them to notice that you're doing this stuff because you, for some strange reason, care about what they think about you. You're just addicted to the whole thing. It's like society, America is addicted to to your point, Cassie, the consumerism of it all. Just buy, get. Yep, and they do it for the clicks and likes. You're right, because they're addicted to getting that instant gratification and feedback from people on the internet. But I go back to, did you do it for you or did you do it to get attention from people that you don't even like anyway? And so it goes back to the core of, why do you care about what those people think about you? It's because somewhere deep down in there, you don't like you. And you got to get to the core of why that is and fix that shit. So you stop trying to buy your way into loving yourself, because it's not going to happen, especially not through other people. But me watching that, because I would go sometimes, I'm like, hold up, y'all want to go where? How much it costs? Oh, hell no. I'm not doing that. Why are we paying $75 for brunch? And the bacon not even crispy? No. I'm really not a big fan of that brunch buffet bacon. You know, that they sit in the little warmers, because the bacon has always been sweating in there and it be kind of limp. I like my bacon to look like it had a little bit of Cialis. Okay? It got to be hard. You understand? Okay? I don't like that limp bacon. So that's why I tend to certainly not like situations like that. But I'm not going to pay $75 for limp ass bacon. No. That's why I don't do it. I don't go to stuff like that. It's not worth it. And then it's always thin ass bacon. Notice at those buffets, look, we about to get wide in the back real quick. Notice at those buffets, it's never thick slab cut bacon. Do you understand how much more it would set off at a buffet if they had slick slab cut bacon? Yes, you've never heard of Cialis bacon, Maribel? It's so crunchy and hard and just ready to go. Seriously though, I don't like that stuff. Thank you so much, Be Active. Yeah, I don't like that stuff. I'm not a fan of that type of situation. You want you some Cialis bacon. But they say, be careful. Be careful with it now. It'll raise your pressure. It will do that. It will raise your pressure, honey, so be careful. But seriously, I'm just like, things are too... I'm just interested in seeing, like, what's going to happen as things keep going again. Because I'm just concerned about the price of everything. And I'm also concerned about... I'm interested in seeing what happens next year as some of these policies from the big, beautiful bill start to take shape. 75 per hour is $600 a day. Wow. That's great. And listen. Okay, add this. Okay, that's fine. I'm like, why is it saying that to me? Okay, awesome. That's doing good. Okay. Now, I just had to check something real quick, you guys. Make sure something was good over there. The prices are wild. They have squeezed us so much already, nothing is left. Yeah, we have nothing left. I'm sitting up here looking now at certain things and I'm going, the price of stuff is insane. And these companies, I noticed, have y'all noticed that they're starting to advertise deals on vacations? Ain't nobody taking no vacation. They too busy trying to put food in the refrigerator. Vacation. Some people may still be buying into that and still at all costs, like, I'm going to take my vacations, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Certain things I'll do, but frankly, I'm not interested in putting myself in a situation that won't be when I got to come back home and be stressing. Yeah, and flying is a concern to me. Just because we seem to have very mediocre people in positions of leadership. So I am concerned about my safety. So, yep, you're right, Lori. Yep. Vacation is expensive. Forget that. Now, I'm going to tell y'all another tip on getting some good deals on meat. Now, we talked about before about using, like, if you have access to a local butcher, talk to some friends, go in together and buy a whole cow, get it butchered, and then y'all can, split the meat amongst you all. That's going to be cheaper in the long run than the grocery store. You can do that. Here in the DMV, we have this place called, you can go to Restaurant Depot. You can get a lot of meat. You can buy it in bulk. You can go to BK Miller's, buy it in bulk. What you need to do is Google in your area, just Google, buy meat in bulk. You'll find some merchants that sell meat in bulk. You can go to halal markets a lot of times and buy meat in bulk. If you have like a farmer's market or something, sometimes, a lot of times they sell meat in bulk. That's a place to go. That's the best way for you to get it. And to catch things when they're on sale. If they're on sale and you have a store coupon, combine it together, stock up on it, and freeze that stuff. If you don't have a deep freezer, get yourself a deep freezer. And Costco sells in bulk. Because I have a business Costco membership because you get money back. And that little 2%, that couple $100 a year, you can take that money and roll it right back into Costco. And go there, and considering how expensive things are, that little check gonna be nice when it come. Yeah, that executive one, yeah, that little check gonna be nice coming up when it come this year. Because stuff keep going up. Those Costco trips are stressful. They're even more stressful now, especially if you got to get meat. But I don't really buy meat out of Costco. There has to be a really good sale on meat in Costco for me to buy meat out of there. Because there are other places I can buy meat in bulk for cheaper prices than Costco. I think BJ's meat costs too much too, and I don't have a Sam's Club membership. So, yep, that executive membership pays for itself and then some. It's worth it. It's worth it with Costco. I just upgraded my BJ's membership to get some percentage back. So, because I do go over there and get stuff from time to time. But BJ's has what Costco doesn't, and Costco has what BJ doesn't. But I would say Costco's better. Mostly because their stores are bigger and they have more variety. You know, I like their bakery better. I don't really care that they don't have a deli because I don't buy deli meat anyway. But their food court is unmatched. Costco's food court is unmatched because it's cheap. I can get full. Like I told y'all on Friday, we bought that $10 family pizza. You can't beat that for $10. Yep, and Costco does pay living wages. Yeah, I see now that Costco has the extra perk now for executive early and late hours. But this the thing, Lori. Back in the day, executive members used to be able to get in an hour earlier. They used to do that way back in the day. And then somewhere along the way, Costco stopped. And then now they're going back to doing that. So, and I'm glad that they went back to doing it because they used to do that a long time ago, but they had stopped doing it. You say you want the Supreme Pizza back? Yeah, I don't know if they're going to bring that one back. All they do over there now is cheese and you can get pepperoni. That's it, out of that food court. But I like Costco. Costco is a good store. It's a good store. And they will take back things. I like if you don't like something. Like recently I had picked up the wrong dog food. Didn't realize it until after a couple uses. And I took it back and they took it back. I got some other dog food that I needed. But I was like, I can't hang on to this because my dog can't even eat it. So, you remember when Costco's, yep, back in the day Costco had, I remember Costco, they still have like samples. But I'm telling you what I used to go do back in the day. Back in the day, what I used to go do was at lunchtime, me and co-workers, we would go over to Costco and we would get full on free samples. That was before everybody and their mama had Costco memberships. We would go over to Costco because it was like they would cook like, get really big portions for samples at the time because they didn't have many customers at the time. Not a whole lot because I remember going there. It wasn't crazy. And we would just go, by the time we start from the beginning of the store all the way to the end, shit, we're full. We stop at the food court, get a drink. Maybe remember when they used to do the hand dip ice cream cones? The chocolate dip ice cream cones that they would dip by hand? and then roll them in the nuts. Oh, those were so good. Those were so good. And we would eat dessert and then go back to work. You done paid less than $5 for lunch. Not even $5 for real, because if you didn't get ice cream, it only cost you $1 and some change. Or you can just go over there and get a hot dog and a soda. What is it, $1.99, $1.50? No, it's $1.50. You said Sam's is more convenient, $1.75. But I think at Costco it's $1.50 for a hot dog and a drink. Same thing, Cassie B. Costco takes a loss on hot dogs, knowing that if you come in there to get hot dogs, that you're going to buy other things. Yeah, so they take a loss on that. Yep. They take a loss on that. So I love me some hey dill. Buy dill. I don't like dill pickles. I'm a kosher type of chick. Had our first block of the evening. It's been real quiet. He must have got triggered by those ankles. Don't get triggered. Yeah, I would say Costco put 7-Eleven out of business when it comes to hot dogs because it's a better deal to go to Costco because you get a long king size hot dog and a soda with free refills for $1.50. You can't beat that. That's a great deal. Or you can get a soda and a slice of pizza. Still with the drink, it's free refills. You just sit in there and eat it because we used to sit in there and eat our stuff. You know? So it's a really good deal. Costco expects to take a loss at that food court because they know they're going to get you in that store and you're going to spend money. So they ain't worried about it. They like, hey, I remember back in the day, they had the hand dip cones. I'm trying to think of what else they used to have. It's been so long. They had pretzels for a minute, but they got rid of that. Remember when they had pretzels? Because I remember when Costco had pretzels, but my Costco doesn't have pretzels anymore. Now they just do the chimichurros, the sugary things. They still do those a little bit. But they've gotten so now they just do those chicken bakes, and I was never a fan of the chicken bake. It's too dry, frankly. And the sauce on the inside is kind of trash, in my humble opinion. It's not one of the strongest contenders in their food court. The strongest thing in their food court is their pizza, followed by their hot dog. I would say that's the strongest. I haven't had the roast beef sandwich. Is it the roast beef sandwich or whatever that sandwich is they have in there? I haven't had that yet. That looks pretty good, but I have not had it. I don't even know if Costco is still doing that sandwich in the food court anymore. So, but I want to go back to all the way in the beginning of what I was saying about saving on those meats. Again, if you can find meat on sale at Costco, get it. But if it ain't on sale, don't buy it at Costco. Look to other places to get your meat on sale. And try to get things on specials. And when you find it on special, buy in bulk. And again, if work with friends, if you don't want to pay for a whole Costco membership on yourself, split a Costco membership with somebody else. If you could be 2 members on a membership, split a membership with somebody else. And then y'all can split a grocery bill together as well. Go stock up on the stuff y'all need, split the stuff, and go on about your business. And do that every so few months. But that can put some money in your pocket and not make it so hard, So the other thing I wanted to tell y'all, as we getting close to wrap up, don't forget, I had put the links to those studies, the companies that are paying people for their opinions. I put the link in my Patreon. It is it's pinned at the top. I'm telling you, the end of the year is coming. This is a great way for you to make extra money. Just giving your honest opinion on stuff. Why you buy certain type of spaghetti sauce. Why you watch certain types of movies. Why you watch certain things on the internet. You need to take yourself, click the link in my bio and go on over to Patreon. Click those links, fill out your profiles, and get that stuff done. It's going to take a couple of days, a couple of weeks before you start getting emails because you got to get into the pool, into the systems, and the systems start matching you up. But as soon as you start getting emails, as soon as you get an email, you need to respond to that email, do that questionnaire because it's first come, first serve. As soon as they get enough people for their pool, for their study group, they close the study. So even if you met the criteria, you're not getting in because it's first come, first serve. Just giving you a heads up on that. I don't get any money for telling y'all about it. I'm telling y'all about it because I know a lot of people in my audience, we all are feeling that same squeeze about what's going on. And one of the ways that I make money is through doing studies. People ask me my honest opinion about stuff and I just give it. And they pay me for it. That's it. It's no extra catch. And you don't even have to spend any money for them to pay you for it. Yep. And Lori's saying she already made an email account for it already. Because that would be my other suggestion to you, to make a brand new email account for all of these companies that you register for. That way it's easy for you to know and see your survey emails. So you don't, in your study emails, so they don't get lost in all the other stuff that you do. So in your regular email box. So it's good to do that. So that's why I said, complete that study stuff. I just told another girlfriend about it yesterday. I was like, girl, you need to go on my Patreon and look at all them studies so you can make extra money doing them studies on the side. You ain't got to be nothing but yourself. Boom. It's easy money. You just got to do what you say you're going to do. That's the thing that I would tell you as well. If you sign up for a study and it says the study is on this date and this time, be on time. Because when you don't show up to do things the way you signed up to do, word travels fast that you don't follow through on studies. So then you're less inclined to get picked for future studies. Okay? So make sure that you follow through. So I pinned the post on my Patreon. If you need to make money for this holiday season, or you just need to make money to have money to pay bills, this is something that you need to be looking at. Now, I told you before, it's against the law for these companies to give you cash, right? So what the market research companies can't give you cash. I'll say it like that. So they pay you in the form of gift cards. However, one of the links on the list is called User Interviews. User Interviews pays cash. They pay cash money. They don't pay in gift cards. They pay cash. Some of the studies are $20. Some are $50. Some are $100. Some are $200. It really depends on what it is. Some of them are video interviews. Some of them are telephone interviews. Some of them are written surveys. Some of them are recorded. You know, they record you on camera as you're navigating a website. It really just depends on what it is. But they tell you what type of study it's going to be and how it's going to be conducted. So you decide for yourself if you want to apply for it. Okay? Yep, it's the first pin on my page. The very first pin, Faith, you can't miss it. It's titled Making Money Doing Studies and Interviews. You can't miss it. I made sure to pin it. I only had one pin post on my page. On my Patreon. That's the only pinned one. Listen, we talk all the time. You're very welcome, Faith. We talk all the time in this live about the struggles of living in America and how tight it can be. I'm just paying it forward. Look, I'm paying it forward without me having you pay for a class. Wouldn't that be something? I'm offering a class right now to show you how you get paid on studies. It's only $25 and then you pay for the class. And the class is me basically giving you a whole bunch of links and you click them and go sign up yourself. That's the class. My Patreon name is SNC Podcast, but if you click the link in my bio, it'll take you to my page that has a link to my podcast. To my Patreon, and you can just click it there. Yep, you just click it there. That's the easiest way, Linda. But yeah, I'm just telling y'all. And one of the reasons why I know about this market research stuff, because I initially paid to get this information. I did. I paid to get some of it. Some of it that I don't find useful, I'm not even sharing because it was a waste of my time. But they probably had to fluff it up a little bit. But these companies are specifically the companies that I have done studies with, gotten paid with, either in cash. The market research companies can only pay you in gift cards. You get Visa gift cards. There are websites and stuff where you can combine your gift cards and load them onto your cell phone or transfer it to other things and use it where you want to use it. Amazon, the grocery store, wherever. So I'm just letting you know, go check that out, okay? You can sign up for a free account on Patreon because this is a part of my free tier that I have this post there. You don't have to pay to see it. I'm not doing that. Again, I'm trying to pay it forward because I find out, again, I get more blessings when I pay it forward than I do looking for the fee involved with it. So I'll say it like that. So it's always better for me when I pay it forward. So I appreciate being able to do that. So check it out. And again, I'm looking at my email. Hold on for a second. Let me go back up here real quick. I'm looking at my email today. I didn't get any studies today because today is Sunday, so you're not going to get anything. Well, no. I did get something. I got something for a health and wellness survey that they would be interested in me doing. And that health and wellness study survey would pay $75. And that's through Seiko, one of the companies that I list in that list where you can make money doing these market research things. Okay? So I thank you all for joining me today. I think you need to take the rest of your Sunday, go on there, get those links, fill out those profiles, and be on the lookout and watch your email for seeing how you can, make some money doing that market research stuff. I mean, market research. It is market research, but they're just asking your opinion. My Patreon, Scarlett, is in my bio. Just click the link in my bio. It's going to take you to a page with links, and my Patreon link is there. You can go right there, and it's pinned right there on the page. It's the only pinned post on my Patreon. Hey, Russ, I saw you come in. Hey, handsome. It's pinned right there on my Patreon. It's the only thing that's pinned. No, you thought it was Sunday too, right? No, it's not Sunday. Yeah, it's Monday. It's throwing me off because it's a holiday, because it feels like a Sunday. Because I started not to come on this afternoon. I was like, oh, it's Sunday. I said, wait a minute. No, today's Monday, girl. Get it together. What they say, get it together, girl. Get it together or leave it alone. So, yeah, so check out that post on Patreon so y'all can start making some money, because they're always looking for people. No problem, lady. They're always looking for people. You say, I can't find it on your profile. Yeah, okay. When you go to my profile, there's a link that goes to my website. Straight Facts, No Filters. There's a link right there. Go into that website. Straight Facts, No Filters. When you get to my website, what you're going to click is, hold on, I'm waiting for it to load, is the very first link, listen and watch on Patreon. And when you click that link, it's going to take you to my Patreon page. You can't miss it. It's the very first link on my website. Again, it doesn't cost you anything to get it. All it's going to cost you is your time. So y'all let me know how it works out for you if you have any questions. But when you're filling out, when you're completing your profiles, be honest. Be honest about the car you own, what type of home you live in. Be honest about those things, because those are the things, because if you get picked for a study, they're asking your honest opinion. So then if you don't have those things, it's a problem. What do you think about some of the world leaders meeting in China? I think that they're figuring out that America is no longer the superpower that it thought it was, and it knows it isn't. And because America is isolating itself from the world, China is taking it as an opportunity to take the place of America. They're already taking the place as America as a soft power. So all of that international development work that America pulled out of, China's amped up. So a lot of those people went to work for the Chinese. A lot of those Americans that were working on those initiatives, because they still believe in those things. They didn't want to abandon that work just because America decided to abandon it. So they're still doing it. They're just doing it with the Chinese now instead. And having that soft power relationship around a lot of countries gives you a lot more leverage in the world. America fucked up. Yeah, America fucked up. So that again, we're going to pay for it for several generations. It's going to be bad for many generations to come. And mostly because in my honest opinion, it only got this far because when Trump first came about in 2015, and he started doing interviews saying he was running for president and all these things, it was bad because of the simple fact that when Trump would lie, they never called out that he was lying. You know what I mean? They would never call it out. They would allow it to be called alternative facts, anything but a lie, as if saying he was a liar was a bad thing. And so by the time they even wanted to say anything, it was too late because they had already let him get away with telling so many daggone lies. Yeah, the media was complicit in it. The media was complicit in it. That's a fact, in my humble opinion. The media has been complicit in it because they could have called it out, but instead of the media calling it out, they did nothing. They just sat there and acted like it was normal behavior, or they weren't allowed to say something. Yes, you are allowed to say something, but they'll say something when it's liberals doing it. That's the other thing I noticed about the media. I noticed a lot of double standards in a lot of this stuff. In my humble, that's a lot of what I noticed. In my humble opinion, I noticed a lot of double standards. I noticed a lot of that. A lot of double standards. And I was like, wait a minute, how come they don't have no problem saying this person lied, but they don't want to say Trump is lying? What are they afraid? They were very early on reluctant to call him a liar. They normalized lying. So now you got a point that the American people, because of their lack of education, they don't even know how to tell the truth from a lie anymore. They have no idea how to look at context clues and know. Exactly, Mike. If it was Joe Biden, they wouldn't shut up about it. You know who did release photos showing they were doing fine? Joe Biden. Plus, Joe Biden even went and got ice cream this weekend. You know what I mean? It's Trump that we don't know what he's up to. But the media is quiet. But let it have been a liberal, they wouldn't be quiet. You wouldn't be able to shut up Jake Tapper. He would be doing special editions, special reports on Joe Biden and his swollen ankles. But it's Donald Trump. It's like I ain't even saying. It's like Jake Tapper. It's like cat got his tongue. All of a sudden, Jake Tapper has nothing to say. I paid attention to that stuff. Same thing with that Cuomo boy. All of a sudden, he got nothing to say. Joe Scarborough too. He loves to say, I was a Republican, my former party. No, sir, you're still a Republican. You still sit up there and tow water for Republicans consistently. And Mika just sit there, grins and goes, that's all she does. It's like, girl, why are you even there? Y'all have to invite other people on to talk about the liberal democratic perspective because she just there. Only time she really want to talk is when she want to talk about her daddy. If she ain't talking about her daddy, you don't hear her want to talk about nothing. All of a sudden, cat got her tongue. Chill. I pay attention to that stuff. Over the years, she's become less and less vocal and less of a real contributor to the discussion. Yep, and I didn't forget that she kissed the ring before Trump got back in office the second time because they went down to Mar-a-Lago to visit him. And then tried to sell it to the rest of us after they did it as if they didn't compromise on anything. We don't care. What you telling us for? We never asked. You told us. We never asked. But they were so pressed to let us know that they went. We never asked because we don't care. We know y'all all a part of the machine too. So you're not proving anything to us by going to visit and talking about it. Shit, you still a part of the machine. Joe Scarborough did a whole lot of talking about Joe Biden's age before the election. Trump, he don't even hardly talk about it. But if it was Joe Biden having these types of ankles and legs, man, on our next segment of Joe Biden's ankles and legs, we're going to talk about the different reasons why you would have so much swelling. Now, all of a sudden, don't nobody want to talk about it. Don't nobody want to ask how come we don't see him out from behind that desk and table enough like we used to. How come he ain't walking around as much as he used to? Right, because they're all towing the same damn water, reading from the same script. Telling lies about what they claim they gonna do, this, that, and the other. They ain't gonna do nothing. They're gonna sit right there and read the script. They're gonna sit right there and read the script. That's why I'm real funny about mainstream corporate media. I watch it to see what they're talking about, but I listen to the words they use and how they frame things. And how they frame things is very peculiar in how they speak. Listen, y'all. Just listen to them. Yeah, you can't trust the news. Oh no, not that big corporate media news, because most of them are owned by the same organizations and people. They have an agenda to push. They love to talk about Hollywood's agenda. What about mainstream media agenda? Because quiet as kept, I don't even see no agenda for Hollywood, to be honest with you. When I see all these people argue about they're putting gay people in movies, it's like, well, you do know gay people were existing before they actually put them in movies. Just before they had to pretend and pay straight people. Now they can actually be gay people in movies. Why are you so offended by that? Okay, all right. The only thing I don't understand is why Hollywood keeps doing so many damn remakes. That's what everybody should be upset about. I've had it with the remakes. But I'm going to put our post on today. Speaking of movies, it's a great segue. Listen, I'm going to put our post up today so we can start the discussion on suggestions for movie night for September. We just finished our movie night up for August. We watched the movie Run. That was a great movie. That was a great movie. That was a really good movie. And I appreciated the ending. So, and I intend to watch it again because I think it's some other little jewels in there that I probably missed from watching it once, because that mama was creepy as hell. And I got a feeling there was a lot more little jewels they was dropping that I didn't catch, that I wanted to catch. And I thought about it. You know what that movie made me when I left it feeling? I left after that movie was over, I felt like I did after I watched Hereditary. It gave me that same feeling. The movie is Run, Cookie, R-U-N, Run. Made in 2020 with Sarah Paulson. Great movie. Great movie. It is so good. So, if you have not seen it, I strongly suggest that you see that movie. I think that you will enjoy it. Look, my cat is trying to get back in this room. Girl, I'm wrapping up. You get back in here when I'm ready. No, I had to watch it on Hulu. Yep. I had to break down and get it on Hulu. Because trust me, I tried to find it in other places. I couldn't find it anywhere else. That was the only place I could find it. So, but I thank you all for joining me. Listen, we got 78,000 likes today. I appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. We got 181 shares. Now, that's awesome. I want to say again, send another shout out to DJ Corey again to say happy birthday to you. I hope you have had a great day and continue to have a great day, and wishing you many, many, many more birthdays. I'm being nice to John Wick. He was let out of the 23-hour lockdown program today. He ran around the house. He had a good time. He was fussing. He was mad because the ladies was nowhere around him, but he got to roam and do his thing today. So, bruh is living his best life. Don't forget to check out the Straight No Chaser podcast. The link is in my bio. Plus, I'm also going to put, for those circle members on my Patreon, I'm putting up a poll today too, where I'm asking you what other, or not even a poll, but a post, what topics you would like me to talk about in future lives. Also starting, and not in future lives, in future podcasts. Also, starting next Monday, what you'll see on TikTok as far as my live, I will be doing my filtered live, because you know I can't talk about certain things on TikTok, right? At 9 o'clock. Then from 10 to 11, that's when I do an unfiltered live, and that portion of my live is done on Patreon. So that's going to be done in a different location. Make sure you just register for the Patreon, and you can check it out and be a part of that unfiltered conversation. Because again, you can't say shit on here. So just be on the lookout for that. So I'll get those two posts up today. I thank you all so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. For those of you, if this is your first time here, I hope to see you again. We have a great conversation. I appreciate all of you being here, because your time is the most important commodity that you have, and I appreciate it. Gwen, you can find my Patreon in my bio. If you click the link, there's my website there, Straight Facts No Filter. The very first link on my website is my Patreon. All I have is just the links to wherever you can find me on the internet, on my Patreon and my store. I don't really have much other than that on the website. It's not too busy. So click that first link, that's Patreon, and that'll take you to my Patreon. Also, as a reminder, don't forget to, for those of you that are already a member of Patreon, remember I told you, if you want to make extra money for the holidays, check out that pinned post that I have on Patreon that has a list of companies where you can create profiles with that will pay you for your feedback. Okay? They will give you money or Visa gift cards that you can use to pay your bills. Either way, it's money that you didn't have. And so with these high grocery prices, you can use it to do grocery shopping and take one less thing off your back. Use it to pay your cell phone bill. Use it to do the things that you need to do. Use it to do something for your children. The point is, you can use that money any way you choose to. Okay? I love you guys. I thank you so much for joining me today. Before I wrap up today, I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters because I do this every live. I appreciate all of you. But, due to time, I got to do the top 5. Number 1, beautiful Scarlet White. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 2, beautiful Dude. Thank you, beautiful. Number 3, beautiful Kim. Thank you, beautiful. And thank you for helping me mod this afternoon. I appreciate that. Number 4, beautiful Linda L. Mitchell. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 5, beautiful Lori. Thank you, beautiful. And a special shout out to Tiffany. Number 6, thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you all. I will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be here. And I might come on a little early, but more likely than not, it'll be 9 a.m. because I'm going to hit the gym in the morning. I love you all. Have a beautiful and wonderful rest of the day. Be safe. I'll see you in the morning. And remember, don't let nobody live rent-free in your head. Don't feed the trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, you guys. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.